Yo, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. It is it's like 6 o'clock in the morning for me, and I'm super excited for this. We have the patch notes. Um, there's a lot to go through in these patch notes, man. We got RIKTOR, we got mastery skins, we got so many balance changes, items. There's so much to get through. Let's go and go in through and see all of it, man. All right, so first things first, we got RIKTOR. RIKTOR is going to be the new hero coming to OG, or coming to Paragon. He was an OG character. Yeah, you guys haven't seen the video. I did a little reaction to the video earlier. Definitely go check it out. It's pretty awesome. But going over RIKTOR's skills, looking over, it's pretty the same thing as OG if you play OG Paragon. So his basic attacks are going to be a little whip. You'll see the right click is going to be a target. You throw your chain out and you pull the target to you. The Q skill is going to be he activates his chains and he deals magical damage. And then on the basic attack, he applies silence and slows them for a set duration. The E skill is going to be AoE ability that does damage. And then his ultimate is going to be the blazing chain whip. Extends the whip forward and it deals them magical damage, but also stuns them for a set duration. So pretty much the same exact kit from OG Paragon if you played OG Paragon, but he's pretty cool. He was classified as a support. It'll be interesting to see if we'll see him as support in solo. We'll see how the meta kind of, pushes him towards in this new style of Paragon. Okay, so with the new hero, we do have a new skin that is added. Epic, with the heroic, Fury Chaser RIKTOR skin, and there's a little bit of trailer, and we'll watch right now. All right, and the new skin is called Electric Shock. Pretty nice. Has that green glow all around. Looks really cool. This isn't a heroic one, so it makes me think like it's gonna be like their original creation. I don't remember if this is an OG. You guys can probably tell me in the comment section. I don't know if this is a remake of it. It looks pretty cool. That green mist. That's awesome. Yeah, so that's gonna be coming. That looks pretty cool. And now we have 5 new skins, man. I'm excited for these. 5 new summer skins. So we got heroic skins, 2 of them. Sparrow and Bellica. So the heroics are the ones that usually have those effects. So we got Bellica. I'm sorry, this is gonna be Sparrow. Brilliant Vacation Sparrow. She has like a little water gun. Man, if this is gonna have special effects and it has the water pistols, like the water effects coming out when she like shoots, and then her steroid and her ultimate is like water cannons coming out. It's gonna be awesome, man. Looking forward to it. And then Commander to see Bellica. If you guys saw my little trailer reaction for Grim, or no, I'm sorry, not Grim, RIKTOR. There was a little sneak peek of one of her abilities in there. And she drops like a little beach ball. So these 2 are gonna be the heroic skins. And we have 3 rare skins. We got Murdoch, Protector of the Sea. That's pretty cool. Shinbi. And then Mako. I don't think we saw Mako. Mako looks pretty cool. He has a little shark on his a shark hat. We got Mako there, so that's awesome. These are gonna be the new skins coming. The RIKTOR, and then I'm excited for these 2. I'm definitely gonna be getting these 2. These are pretty nice. Especially they have really cool effects. We'll do a video on those and looking at all the those abilities. Okay, now going to the Karma balance here. So we have Silence. Silence, the duration was 3.5, now it's 2.5, and the cooldown's gonna go lower to 200. So nerf, but also a little buff there on Silence. Constellation gonna decrease the cooldown. Demoralization gonna increase the physical and magical defense and slow by 55%, and the duration is gonna be 4 seconds. Reduce the cooldown as well. Courage, attack speed is gonna be increased to 45, and move speed is gonna be decreased to a little bit more attack speed and less movement speed for Courage, and then also decrease the cooldown by 10. Pain is gonna get a buff. It reduces the cooldown, which is kind of crazy because we've been seeing a lot of pain recently. It's really strong. It got buffed the last patch, and it's really strong. And we just recently had the tournament. We just recently had like one of the bigger tournaments for Paragon, and all the top players a lot of them were picking Pain. So Pain getting any kind of buff is kind of wild. Weakened's gonna get a buff. Purge is gonna get a buff to lower the cooldown by a couple, 30 seconds. So it's a nice little buff there. Recovery is another one that's pretty popular right now in the community. Recovery adjusted before 60 to 56, based on levels 30 to 29, and then the cooldown's going to increase. So nerf here to recovery. Protection, damage taken decrease rate is 40, now it's going to be 50. The shield value is 45 to 75, and the shield base per level is going to increase. So couple of changes here for the karmas. No new karmas, just changes, just buffs and nerfs, so no new ones. Okay, now hero and item announcements. I have a little overlay here. We got some hero, a lot of heroes actually, a lot of hero buffs and nerfs, and then some changes to items. So Grim has been really popular, man. He got nerfed pretty much day one. Grim here is going to get another nerf. So the right click skill cooldown, his shield, going to increase the cooldown. The explosion blast on his Q is going to be, the area is going to be adjusted, so maybe not going to be knocking back that much. The damage, the base damage is going to get nerfed, so less base damage, and it costs more mana to do it. And decreasing the scaling on his Q skill, so his Q got nerfed pretty hard. A lot of different nerfs here. The range is still there. That's one thing that I didn't like about Graham, is his unlimited poke range that he has. It goes pretty far. It's like tower to tower, or even inhib to tower. It's kind of crazy how far his poke range goes, his Q. Oh, let's see that get nerfed. The E, the suppression mode, is going to increase the mana cost to use it, and decrease the slow rate. And then the ultimate is going to decrease the scaling, so it's not going to hit as hard. And then also increase the cooldown on his ult. So another nerf for Graham. He came out swinging, got nerfed day one. Now he's getting another nerf. Another hero that's really contested at the high end. Sparrow going to be getting a nerf as well. So focus, going to increase the mana. The right click, that's going to be the charged arrow. That's going to get increased in mana. The skill cooldown on her steroid going to increase a little bit, a couple of seconds on the back end. The attack speed is going to be adjusted 30 to 50. Now it's going to be 20 to 40. The movement speed is going to get nerfed 40%. Now it's going to be 30%, and it's going to cost a little bit more mana to use. The ultimate, the duration was 5 to 9, and now it's going to be 5 to 7. And then the area damage 50 to 60 is 40 to 50%, and then cooldown 100 to 70. Now it's 180. So Sparrow getting a nerf as well. Sparrow and Grim, definitely much deserved nerfs. Aurora, the right seal cooldown in 13.5 to 11.5, so 1 second off of that cooldown overall. The mana cost is going to increase by 20. The Q skill is going to increase by increasing some mana. The base damage of their E ability, her AoE, ground targeter ability, the base damage is going to get decreased. The scaling on the successful basic attack is going to be decreased. E skill damage coefficient based on the hero's health and successful basic attack adjusted 0.02, now it's 0.032. The ultimate, the base damage is going to be decreased. The scaling is going to get decreased, and the second hit base damage is going to be decreased as well overall. And then the scaling coefficient is going to be decreased on the ultimate. So a lot of damage taken off of the ultimate. No cooldown on the ult, just damage reduced. I don't see any kind of cooldown except for the right click. Everything else is just going to be mana or damage reduction for Aurora. Iggy. So Iggy just came back and he is getting a nerf. Another friend Q skill range adjusted, so it's going to be lower, decreased. His Q skill, his turret. The turret's going to be a lower radius skill range. The mana cost is going to increase. The health is going to decrease 115 to 85. Mini turret growth health adjusted. The scaling is going to be decreased. I mean, he is getting nerfed again, super hard. Damage 0.3 to 0.2. R skill while another friend is active 0.13 to 0.86. Dynamic duo, that's going to be his on hit basic attacks 8 to 20, now it's 6 to 18. Base damage adjusted mini turn attack 8 to 20, now it's 6 to 18. E skill, the scaling is 0.18 to 0.13, and the mini turn 0.18 to 13. So yeah, just another nerf to Iggy. Iggy, he's good in the solo lane. It's definitely a pain in the ass to deal with in the solo, but other than that, he kind of falls off. We didn't really see him a lot in the tournament. A lot of the higher end players, they didn't really, pay much to Iggy. So him getting in a nerf, it's mainly just casuals, man. This guy dominates in casuals, especially in the solo lane. He's just not fun to go against, and that is the nerf that he is getting because of that. Kalari. Kalari, the brand, damage adjusted her right click, her main damaging ability, decreasing the damage on that. The scaling is 0.75, now it's 0.7, so a little bit. Mana cost is going to go up a little bit. The Q skill, 12 to 10, now it's 13 to 11. Ultimate, going to be getting a damage decrease in the base damage. And the scaling, 0.2 to 0.17. Kalari, whenever they have buffed her, she got a lot of love, and then really haven't seen much of her. But she can, again, to casual players, she can definitely dominate. Belica, right, the AoE damaging ability scaling is 1, now it's going to be 0.9. The knockup Q skill 90 to 210, now it's 80 to 180. Commander's Eye skill mana drain rate is going to be increased. Oh, sorry, decreased by 0.5. Sorry, I thought it said 5%. Decreasing it to 3.5 at max. E skill base damage 40 to 120, now it's 30 to 110. Scaling 3.5, 3.7. The ultimate, this is where these are some changes, still going to be, you know, pretty impactful. These next changes are pretty big, I think, for her ult. Because her ult was pretty nuts whenever they buffed her. 0.4 to 0.6. Now it's going to be 0.4 flat per damage per 1 mana cost. So no more scaling the damage per mana when you ever level it up. Now when you level it up, you're just going to get that base damage, which got nerfed as well. 300 to 400, now it's 200 to 300, so 100 flat base damage, taking off the ultimate. And the scaling 0.8, 0.7, and the paralyzing shot, the range 16 to 14, so pretty significant nerf to Belica, especially on that ultimate. It hit really hard, bringing it back in line to, you know, not be as strong. Should be the Panther Dance Q skill. The Q skill, that's gonna be the damaging range attack that she tosses out. The mana recovery was 5%, now it's 3. The E skill, the Panther Dance, the wolves dancing around her. Health recovery 3.5, 3 to 13%, now it's 3 to 7, so a little bit of health recovery back. And the ultimate, before it would stack for 30 seconds, now it only stacks for 7 seconds. 30 seconds is a really long time. Like, you can hold on to that in the late team fight and come back in and just use it. So 7 seconds is really good change. You go in, you pop all your abilities, you have that certain window to use your ultimate, and then that's it. Not coming back, you know, 30 seconds later and you're using it. Crunch charge, the right skill, 14 seconds. Now the cooldown is gonna be 11 seconds. Lower cooldown onto Crunch is nuts. He has already a lot of cooldown, especially with his like passive. Q skill, his main like damaging ability, base enhanced damage 70 to 230. Now it's 75 to 235, a little bit more, and the scaling is gonna increase by 0.05. So just a little buff there for Crunch. Faye, Forest Will base damage. Forest Will, the right click, that is, I believe that's an AoE one that you put out, the AoE circle ability. 35 to 55. Now the base damage is 45 to 65. Scaling 0.09 to 0.095. Damage dealt when vines disappear adjusted 30 to 50. Now 33 to 45. And the scaling 0.6 to 0.65. So just a little bit buff on that right click for Faye. Howitzer, slow bomb, the right skill. Base damage adjusted 80 to 240, 60 to 220. Slow bomb scaling is gonna be 0.6, so a little bit more damage on the higher end when you give a lot of mana or a lot of power. The Q skill, the missile, base damage is getting increased. Interesting. It's gonna make his poke really stronger in lane. Well, actually, they nerfed it on the lower end, and then at level 3, it's even, and then it gets buffed 4 and 5. 4 and 5, and you always put in points as your main damaging ability anyways. So a little bit buff there for Howitzer. And then increasing the scaling by 9.5 to 9.97, 0.95 to 0.97. And increasing the mana cost. The E skill, this is mine, E, 60 to 180, now it's going to be 45 to 185, so a little bit more damage on the higher end, again. Better scaling. Ultimate, 200, 350, now it's 180, 330, so a little bit lower on the last hit base damage on the ultimate. But the scaling is going to increase as well, so they're making it more, his damage, the more items you get, the better the overall damage he starts to do towards the end game. It's a late game, so nerfing his early game, a little bit with these base stats and increasing his late game potential. Gideon's right skill, increasing the power 0.55, 0.05 overall. The base damage on the meteor 100 to 300. Now it's 90 to 290, so a little bit nerf there. But we're gonna increase the skill scaling on that Q, on that meteor, and then the ultimate 0.3 to 0.35. So just a little love there for Gideon. Rampage is one of the, I think he's getting a passive. Him and Kalari should be getting passives. That's what they said in the Discord. Okay, Rampage, Sabotage, that is the Q skill, that is the rock. 16 to 12, now it's 14 to 10, so lower cooldowns. Cool, good Rampage. The ultimate skill, max health increase adjusted, 350, now it's up to 1,000. 400 to 1,000, so you're getting 1,000 increase max health on the Rampage, and then the recovery is going to increase at max 40 to 70 to 100 per second on the ultimate, and then decreasing the cooldown. So some love there for Rampage. Lower cooldown on the rock and more health on the ultimate. Pretty good change for Rampage. Grux, Rage, the right click, his Q's, his right skill, increasing the scaling. Primal Grip, his pull, 11 seconds, now it's going to be 9 seconds, and increases scaling by 0.05, so 0.4, and now it's 0.445. So it's a little bit more lower cooldowns and more damage on Grux. Muriel, Glory of Osine. I still don't know how to say that. Osine. I still don't know how to say that. Increasing his magical scaling. The Q skill, slow adjusted, 20% to 40, now it's 25 to 50. Increasing the stun duration to 0.5 to 0.8. The ultimate is 0.65, now it's 0.8. So a little buff here for Muriel. Muriel, we didn't see it all in the tournament for supports. Mako, Narbash, Decker were like the main ones that we saw in that support role, and then a lot of like mage casters like Howitzer. All right, those are all the hero changes. Quite a bit. Some definitely deserved nerfs. Aurora, Sparrow, Grim, Belica, Kalari, and Iggy. I don't think they really need to be touched. It's just more of a casual thing where he frags in the casuals, but when it comes to like high-end competitive play, he doesn't do much. They don't do much. Shimby, another casual destroyer. Crunch got some love. Faye got some love, which Faye is still probably not gonna be the best. The ability that they're buffing is not really. They need a buff for E skill. Her E skill is like her only damaging ability is pretty lacking. Howitzer and Gideon getting some love towards the end, and then a good buff for Rampage, Rux, and Muriel. All right, item reworks. Spirit's Fang. So again, no more actives. So these are a lot of the actives that are getting brought back into the game and made into passives. So passive on Spirit's Fang. Passive, upon dealing physical damage or skill attack to damage to an enemy. Enemy, I'm assuming is going to also include the camps. Whenever you're jungling, you normally get this item. So I'm assuming it's going to go to the camps as well. Increase the hero's movement speed by 10% and deal physical damage equal to 75% of the hero's physical power every second for 2 seconds to the target and nearby enemies. So nearby enemies as well, 15 seconds. So this should be applied to the camps. So we'll see if this will be worth it. 45 power, 20 attack speed, 250 health for 2,800 gold. Claude Storm, upon dealing or taking basic attack or skill attack damage from an enemy hero, increase the hero's movement speed by 5% for 5 seconds. This effect can stack up 3 times at max stacks. Additionally increase the hero's movement speed at 25%. Physical power 50, pen 15, cooldown 10, 2,800 gold. So it's pretty much like all the same actives, but they're just making into just passives. Upon Broken Watch, upon applying a skill to an ally other than the caster, recovers the caster's and nearby ally hero's health by 24 plus 15% of magical power. Every 2 seconds. This is a 12-second cooldown. 25 magical power, 250 health, 300 mana. City cooldown 10%, 2,300 gold. Victorious Footstep, upon Applying a skill to an ally hero other than the caster, increase the target's physical and magical power by 18 plus 15% of magical power, and increase the target's movement speed by 8% for 5 seconds. 15-second cooldown. Magical power 40, 300 mana regen 3, cooldown decrease 10, and the price is 2350. Obsidian Mace and Inquisitor Prayer Beads, these are just like the tier 2s. Like the increase to going to a different item. So not much changing there. Just let's see. High Priest Consolation. Upon being hit with the crowd control effect, it removes all debuffs on the hero and nearby allies and recovers health by 250 plus 30% of magical power 50 seconds. What did they change? Okay, I'm not really sure what they changed on this one. I don't really remember the old passive on it. I know it's very similar. I just don't know what they changed. Maybe they lowered the cooldown or gave it a little bit more health increase, but it made some kind of change to it. It might be in the dev comments. We'll see. Blacksmith Scissors passive upon being hit with the crowd control effect, recover 2% of max health every second for 5 seconds. 30-second timer. We have performed quality of life improvements on many in-game items. We replaced the item use effects. High Priest Consolation Blacksmith Scissors item have been fixed. Only trigger on tenacity effects. Oh, is that okay? The following tenacity effects can now trigger items: stun, airborne, knockback, pull, undo, line, transformation, root, and hold. Okay, so I guess only upon getting hit by a crowd control effect, which I thought it already was, but maybe I'm wrong. A Holy Relic. So before, okay, so this is kind of like a few item changes here. It's Giant's Dagger, Sword of Conviction, and then Inquisitor Beads is going to be in there. So same gold price, just the build path is going to be a little bit different. Same thing with the Holy Water. So 100 more gold, but just a little bit of item changes. Mutant Poe, 2400, now it's going to be 2600. Effect. Poe's power before it was at, so going over all this, it was 2 stacks, 4 stacks. Now for melee heroes, it's going to be 3 stacks, and max heroes will be 4 stacks. So 1 extra stack, pretty much what we got here. Mana Black Hole decreases the cooldown by 200. Richie Rescue Unit. Before it was 400 health, now it's 500. It's a lot of health. The gold is going to increase by 50. And then the passive now increases the hero's physical power by 20. It was 15, now it's going to be 20%. And lowering the cooldown of the item to be activated. You get a shield equal to 20% of your max health for 3 seconds. And the hero falls below 30%. 80 seconds now rather than 100. So nice little buff there for Emergency Rescue Unit. The Kiba Cannon lowered the gold by 400. Banderas Flask increasing the power by 5. And that is about it. Same crit rate, just increasing by 5. Precious Sword of Kingdom decreasing the gold by 500. It is a really expensive item. 3700 to get your big damaging crit online. It's really expensive, but it is a late game item. They're just decreasing it by 200 now. Make it a little bit easier to get that online. Argo Stone, we're missing a lot of this item. 3100 gold, increasing it by 200. A successful base attack on enemy consumes 25 mana. Now it's gonna be 45 mana. So damage numbers are still the same. But we're just gonna increase the mana by 20 more. So you'll be using less mana whenever you try to auto. Black Sea Stone Bracelet, just looks like an upgrade item. And that is it for the items. We're getting a lot of these actives back, which is pretty cool. I'll be excited to see once we get all these situated, we'll start getting newer items. Definitely get some more variety in the game. Okay. Now off to some really good news. I'm super excited about this. Having skins awesome. Having RIKTOR is awesome. Getting these, hero balances, item balances is awesome. Love to see it. But we got some better news for me personally because I love the grind. So lobby banner system added. Added a banner to quickly check various information even when you're in game. Banners can be viewed on the lobby screen. Mastery systems added. Hopefully this is fully implemented. And it's in game, everything is in game where we're fully we don't have to wait for another patch to get the rest. Mastery have been added to the hero menu. Mastery can be viewed separately from each hero. The more you play the hero, the more mastery XP you gain, which leads to a mastery level. As you increase your mastery level, you will be able to unlock the story behind your hero and earn a mastery skin as a reward. So, which is pretty cool. You unlock the story behind your hero, so you get, like, I guess, more lore on them. Pretty cool that they're going that route. And you get a mastery skin as a reward. You can check the mastery of other players on the game entry screen. So, hopefully this is fully implemented. And we got mastery skins, man, to give us something to grind for. Because I just love to get that. I love to, reach the max of a hero and then move on and start working on another hero. Awesome. MVP system added. Points acquired through gameplay are totaled by one player. The highest score, regardless of win or loss, it is selected as MVP. The game ends normally. So you get an MVP system. I don't think there's anything crazy about that. It's just letting people know who the MVP was. So hero passives. We have Rampage. Ultimate recovery, just like old Paragon. Whenever he's in the jungle, he gets more health per second when he's in the jungle. And Kalari has a double jump now. Like you see right here, Kalari can double jump. Pretty cool, especially in this game when they're like, the Buttercali is pretty important. She can even like double jump through the windows too. I'm just kind of thinking of like opportunities she can make now while ganking. So rather than going through the stairs, she can jump through the window. Trailer video added. Trailer video will now play one time for newly created accounts. To solve the improvements. Recommended items changed. Certain heroes' recommended items have been changed. Effects, improvements, and additions. Murdoch and Toolblast's legendary skin intro and recall animation. Oh, okay. I guess whenever your intro and recall animation. So whenever you're picking them, when you're backing, I guess. Okay. Murdoch and Toolblast's legendary skin, skill effect, skill, and voice line effects. Broken Watch, Fairy's Fang. Dominating hero effect now shows on the top of the scoreboard with the bottom right indicator for the player only. Dominating hero effect now shows on the top of the scoreboard with a bottom right indicator for the player only. I gotta see that in game because I'm not really understanding what it means. Battle scoreboard improvements, ally ultimate activation. Okay, so we see the ally has ult now. It gives you a little symbol. So 3 with symbols and 2 don't have ult. Sebron and Grex don't have ult. Now marks the strongest hero on each team. I guess okay. So the person that's playing the best gets this little flashing. So this is the ultimate, and then the flashing is going to be like they're playing really well. So it's an indication who's playing really well on the enemy team. Okay. That's something, I guess. Other Grimm's sprinting mode animation rework, implemented optimization improvements for the UI elements, improvements for map buildings, mouse over toolbox, lever status, tooltip. Okay, just some other little flavors here. Added an effect to indicate targets infected with silence and pain karmas. And then a lot of bug fixes, which I will let you guys pause. Because it is a lot to go over. But yeah, guys, that is going to be it, man. I am super excited for masteries. If it's fully implemented and every hero has mastery skins, it's going to be so fun, man. It's going to give us something to grind for. Let me know what you guys think. There's a lot of changes here. The patch goes live tomorrow, and I'm excited to play it. We'll be streaming tomorrow, playing some of these games and start working on these mastery grinds, man. Let me know what you guys think. Skins are awesome. I'm excited to play Bellic and Sparrow as well. They look pretty cool. Alright, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Everyone take care, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.